Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be doing character placement on the screen. So, we're going to go from the easy stuff to the complex stuff. So we're going to re-go over the stuff that you guys probably already know at the first here. And then we're going to get into what happens when you have more than 3 characters on the screen, or you have a specific placement you want things to be. This will also work for if you want an object to be on the screen as well. So everything I teach you now should be able to work on both levels. And yeah, so let's get started. Now before we do anything, because we only have 2 characters in our little story that we made here, this is the spot where I'm going to do the whole thing. It's right at the end here when we're done, because it says the 2 cubs continued on to meet Zane and Nadina and spend the rest of the day playing hide and seek. So Zane and Nadina, that makes 4 characters right there. And we might have a 5th one pop in too. We'll see. But first I have to get the characters' pictures up. And I've already explained how to do this for you guys. So I'm going to do the stuff up here that I need to do. And we're just going to speed past that really quickly. And then we'll get into how to place those new characters, okay? So let's get going. Actually, what I'm also going to show you guys, let me just put it up on the screen. Give me a second. Okay, so I threw up in the corner here the collection of pictures that I have going. I guess that kind of gives away who I might have show up. I don't know if we'll have him show up or not. But you guys could see how I do it with what the pictures look like and so on and so forth kind of thing. Okay, I think that's everybody that we need. So I am going to do... Nah, you know what? The whole first part, we'll keep it the way it is. We'll deal with it later. But now we have to go. We're going to continue from this point on. So I'm going to get rid of this thing. You don't need it anymore so you can see the script a bit better. And let's do that. So let's start this game. And I believe that there's some music, so I want to make sure the music isn't too loud. Oh, what is your name? We'll just hit enter. Remember, this is all from the earlier stuff we did in a previous video. I will put the link to the video in the top corner if you guys want to see how we did adding your name. I also did a password one as well, as you can see the script up here. And then this little whole random words stuff. We got a random event that will play out, so yeah. Oh, and random character as well, so we had Timon saying stuff. But we're not going to use any of that in this video. This is all just what we're going to do for this video. So make sure you guys get the chance to see what's going on sort of at the same time. And we'll be nice to her, why not? Okay, so I did do a video before where I showed movement of characters. Let me bring down the music a bit. Where I showed the movement of characters, but we're gonna go up to here. This is where we want to be. I'm gonna bring down the music quite a bit because it'll drive me crazy. And if I have to do any cutting, I don't want to have the music in there too much. So we'll deal with music another time. We'll just leave the same. Okay, so we're just going to make a new scene. So we'll do scene. Scene graveyard. So let me just save this real quick. It should actually do a little flicker because I think... No, maybe I didn't. I didn't do the Shift R yet. So of course, as you guys probably know, if you don't know, it's important to know, while you are making your game, you can hit Shift R and it will reload the script. So then whatever you save will show, and this is going to be your best friend right now. Okay, so now it's going to show this. We don't want the menu though, so we'll have to go back for a second. I gotta put some writing here. Let's show a character. So we'll show LeVar. We're going to play around with LeVar first for a second here. And I'm just going to show you guys how to move the character around on the screen, or not really move the character, but the different placements that are obvious, the easy ones that you guys probably already know. We're going to go through that. So we're going to just do show LeVar. That's it. So watch what happens when we do that. So save, it's going to do a little flicker. There we go. There. Oh yeah, we gotta have some writing. Give me a quick second, I don't want that thing in the way. Okay, so instead of this, let's go back here again. Save. There. LeVar was first to make it to the graveyard. Okay, so this is where this is going to become your friend a lot, where you gotta be able to hit save on your script and have it show up on the screen. You want that a lot when you're playing around with this for the first time. So this is quite simple. We just said show LeVar, so it shows him directly in the center. You could say you want to show him at center. And we'll just save it and watch. It won't change. Whoops. I want to save as. File save. Yeah. See, it doesn't change at all. But if we say show him at left. File save. Now he's at the left. Show it to right. Oops. Don't really need to do that. File save. I'll show it the right. Now, because this is a new scene and we might want to have him showing him coming in, we can do show LeVar at left with move in right. This is something I showed you guys before, but I thought I'd show it to you guys again because it's appropriate for this video, and so people might not have seen my previous video. So now we're gonna have him move in right, and we're gonna show, oops. Okay, so now when I save this, it's going to show them all in their spots. It won't show the move, but we'll go back and we'll watch the move happen. And what's going to happen is LeVar is going to move in from the right side of the screen all the way over from, yes, right, from, do I not have, I don't have the cursor. I don't know if you guys could see my cursor, but from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen, he's going to stop there. Then, right after that, Nazuri is going to move in from the right side of the screen, stop in the center, and then we'll move in from the right side of the screen and stop at the right, sort of where LeVar is now. That's 3 of our characters, so let's do that. See, now you see them all here. Let's go back up, and I'll hit this. There. So we got all 3 of those characters in there together. But we had one other character we wanted to fit in there. And if you just go by the 3 placements of left, center, and right, you can't really add another character unless they're directly on top. So to do that, we have to move these characters into a different position. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to have to start moving the characters around a little bit in different unique ways that is not just right, center, and left. To do this is a little bit more difficult, so we're going to play around with this a bit. You're rarely going to be playing around with any of the Y ones, but you will play around with the X ones. So the very top of the screen is Y0. So it is kind of like an inverted number line. So the very top of the screen is Y0. The very bottom of the screen is Y1. Very far left side of the screen is going to be X0. Very far left side of the screen is going to be X1. So you're going to be working with decimal places the whole time. So let's do this. I'll show you guys what I mean as we go. So we're going to be playing with Lavar's position here. And we'll do Lavar at capital P. Position, open parentheses, X, POS. See how it changes color to blue? Space equals, and we're gonna do, let me just try it. I gotta always remember which side is which. I'll just put one in, and we'll just do like, say, 07. We'll see. Comma, space X, anchor, equals 0.7, comma, space Y POS equals 1.0, oops, 1.00. There we go. 1.0. The Y is always the easy one when you're doing characters, because again, most likely they're going to be right at the bottom. If you wanted them to move up, we will see that as well. So give me a second with this. Y equals 1.0. There we go. Okay. We could still do the with move in right. So let's do that. File, save. How's it going? Okay, so that's pretty much there. So let's move the character around. Let's give a drastic number. Let's say 5. It's a bit different. It should change his position. What's going on here? Is it because I did the move? Do it without the move. File. Save. Okay. So we just had to move. Okay, we'll keep the move. Undo. Okay. So 7 probably was the correct one that we wanted for this. Save. Okay, so now it's moving him. It didn't want to move him because it still had that other with move or something. If that happens, just scroll back one and come back down and see where your character is placed. And oftentimes that just sort of resets itself to give you what you want to play around with. So as you can see, we're moving him and he's behind these girls now. We don't want that. We want all the characters to be seen. So we're looking for, we went from 5 and made it 7 and it's closer to the right side of the screen. So we want to make it closer to the left side of the screen. So we'll look at maybe something like 2. Enter. Oops. No, I want to hit enter actually, sorry. We want to hit save. 2 is still a little too far. We might have to stick with him for 1. You know, I'm not liking it for him. But it might be good for one of the others. Give me a second. So we're just gonna copy this because I like this. Copy. Oops, actually we'll just go cut. And instead of putting Azuri in the center, let's put her at this position. We'll put Lavar at left. And let's see how this goes. File save. Is she gonna move? She might not move this first time. Oh, she did. Okay. So we're noticing here, and we're going to go in a little bit higher advanced stuff for a second here. So to get this done, what we're going to do is we're going to move Lavar a little bit further off the screen because he's still too much on the screen. We can have his character a little bit off the screen. And to do that, we can just do colon, enter. So you're going to be indented a bit and do X offset and then the number that you want, and I'm gonna try 100. We'll see how it goes. This is the best part. You just play around with things if you want to make it look perfect. So okay, no, we want minus 100. Sorry, minus 100. Save. There we go. So now you can see, we can still see LeVar's face, and we can see Azuri, and we can now move it over to a better position as well. So we'll put her at, I just copy this each time because it makes it easier, and then you just edit the numbers. You're not going to be playing around with the Y too much, which is good. She will be at, I didn't copy the at part, paste. So we're looking at, for her, maybe 5 might be good. I think that's center anyways, but whatever. I'm showing you guys how to do this, so we're playing with this as opposed to the easy ones. Now we'll go file, save. And there we got her over there. We can maybe even bring her over a bit further. And you could do this either with an offset as well. Let's try that. We'll do another offset for her. And we'll see how that looks. Save. There. We can maybe move her over a bit more even. Let's just try giving it a 4. Sorry. I did hit 5. 4, there we go. Save. There. So we got them really close together here. Probably a little too close. This might be if you want to have a ton of characters on the screen. You probably don't want them this close. But hey, you know, why not? Let's just do it that way. I wanted to show you guys some stuff. But you'll have to put it each time you put the character. So every time we're going to do something with Azuri or even LeVar, we have to make sure to put that offset in or it's going to change. So if we're going to say, let's have a character say something. So now we're going to have these two characters talking. So if we want to do it the way I made my game, what we want to do is have the character open their mouth when they're talking. So now we have to do show LeVar O at left. But we don't put the move in right or anything. We don't want any of that. But we're also going to do hide LeVar. Because we don't want the one without his mouth open showing. We just want the one with his mouth open showing. So we hide the one without, we show the one that is. But notice how I just put at left, because, you know, I forgot the offset. We'll see what happens. Okay, we gotta click the button, that's right, so. Now suddenly he jumps back over to at left. He doesn't have the offset anymore. So you gotta remember to put the offset each time. So again, colon, enter X offset. Oops, minus 100. And you could play around with that number if it's not quite what you want. Play around with the number, make sure that your characters are exactly where you want them on the screen. And you could do it easily by doing it like we're doing right now. Save. Now he's back over where he wants to be. Now again, every time you use a character, they're going to jump to the front. So LeVar says, that was fun. So now we're going to hide. And show LeVar at left X offset minus 100. Oh, and then just copy and paste her position. Actually, that's what I do all the time. Now it says with move in right, so we're just going to remember to remove that part. So copy. And this is how I do it, because there's no way of doing this any easier than this. So we're going to, of course, remove the with move in right, because she's already in. We don't need her to move in. And there we go. We need to hide her other one, though. So go back to the... We'll just do it with something simple like that. Ah! You don't like me. There we go. And we'll do show Z at center with move in right. We'll actually do that first, just so we have something to pause on, because this video is getting kind of long, and I want to make it short, but it is a lot more stuff going on in it, so. File, save. Here we go. That was fun. I know, right? Let's play again. So then Z comes in to join this crowded little group we have over here. And we could continue on with him talking and stuff, but I think you guys get the idea, especially when it comes to that. Now, let's try something with, well, playing in general here. Let me just see. Should I start a new scene? Just to show you guys. I'm going to do that and then I'll delete it. We won't have it in future videos. So just do scene waterfall. And then we'll just do it with LeVar because he's easy. Show LeVar, and I'm just going to copy one of these at position, blah blah blah, without an offset. Now remember he had an offset before, but it will cancel that out because you're in a different scene. At position this, and we'll just see how this goes, okay? Oh, I need to put... Yes, because my grammar is so important right now when I'm just showing you guys something. Okay, so there we go. Let's test. I've already showed you guys the like X positions. Now let me show you the Y positions. And this might be if you have a character that flies, or you have a character that, or you have an object on the screen. You're going to use the same type of thing, whether it's a character or it's an object. I used to have, one of my games has a cell phone come up on the screen, and you don't want it right at the bottom because you can't see it as well behind the black part here. Which you can remove if you want to just hit the letter H. But the person wants to read what's going on, they don't want to have to do that too often, right? So, say you got a character that flies. So we're going to now move LeVar up higher than... Oh, also then if you want to do the offset of X or Y, you can do, like, it could be, you could also have a Y offset as well. You don't just need an X one, but we're not going to play around with that. I'm not going to get too detailed. I think what I've given you guys is going to help you enough. So we're going to now change this. This will be 0.5 instead. 0.5. Okay, let's go file, save. And see how he's floating up? We'll just remove the... No. On the right screen, hit the letter H. You can see that he's up higher now. He's not at the bottom. If you had a solid color here, like for where the text box is, you maybe could do this, but again, remember that your player can get rid of it just by hitting X, and that kind of takes away from everything if the character is floating there, you know? So, but it could be if you have a flying character or something, you can do it. We can do, let's go up higher. Can we make him be like 3? So you can really see it? Oh, did it not do it? Or is that just not that high? Maybe it's a bit higher. Okay, let's go with 1. Where's 1? Yeah, there we go. So now he's above the box at this point. Timmy2 from the future here. I just wanted to point out something that I didn't really touch on very much at all, and partly because I didn't know a whole lot about it. It's something that you guys can play around with. Like I said, I didn't know a whole lot about it before. I've always kept the same numbers for both the position and the anchor. But if you play around with those numbers, you can see that the offset is not always necessary, and you can actually play around with where the anchor is and change the character's position just a little bit more, tweaking it a bit more. Of course, the offset can still help you, but this is going to help you a bit more as well. So you can kind of see LeVar is like way up at the top of the screen now. And that's because I changed the anchor, the Y anchor for it. So let's change this to instead, we'll have 0.0. Let's try that. Let me just see what this is. So we'll just save. Okay, so it's back down much further. If we change it back to 1, which is keeping the two of them together. And let's move it a bit more. Let's go to 3 or 4. I guess that's the number I hit. It's dark, sorry. Save. Hopefully you don't hear too much in the background. I got other stuff going on as well. So yeah, you can see you can also move them off the screen that way as well. The same thing would also be with this one here. You could change this to, say, 7. File, save. And where is he now? So he's over here. So you can kind of fine-tune it a little bit like that. I totally suggest when you're doing a scene like this and you want to have your characters right, have it where you're able to see as soon as you hit save and just play around with the numbers, see where it gets you. You'll start learning real quickly which numbers do what and how to do things the way you want to do them. But at least this gives you the coding you need to actually get somewhere with it. One thing I do want to do in my next video, hopefully, is we are going to, let me just get to the end of here. This screen here, we're going to actually take a look at how to create a little bit more interesting screen here. I'm going to show you one that I use for both my games, the one I'm currently working on, and my previous one. And we're going to go through how to create that as well for yourself. There's so many different ways, but hopefully with me giving you the tools to be able to find other ways yourself, you can make your own, okay? But I definitely feel like this video is a very important one to watch before we jump into creating this, because you're going to want to sort of know what the positions are before we start getting into creating your menu, okay? So that will be on my next video. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to happen. There's so much going on right now for me. But I am definitely going to do it, and so even if it's like a few weeks from now, keep an eye out for it. I will be doing it, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!